This is Jessie Ware, and you're checking out
An interview with me and Jessie Ware on MalcolmMusic. So, how are you?
Good.
Good? You're good?
Yeah, I'm really good.
I've seen you on Instagram.
Yeah.
You posted about the lovely Munich and returning to the Ampere.
Yeah.
So, what do you connect with the last time? Do you still remember it? Because you've been to so many places since then.
Yeah, as soon as we opened the tour bus windows this morning, I woke up and I saw the venue from outside, but it was, covered in snow. I recognised it immediately. Because, to be honest, I remember things by food.
Okay.
And I remember there's a really good Vietnamese down the road.
Oh, wow. Do you still remember the name?
I don't know, and I've just got asked my cousin to go and get me something, and I'm like, it's just go to the chemist and then go right.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember it being a really sweet gig last time, and I think we're playing the same room, which is nice.
Okay. Your album is called Tough Love.
Yes.
I really love the album, by the way. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Have you, in the past, received tough love or had to give tough love to somebody else?
Yeah, of course. Haven't we all? Have you?
Well, I'm trying to think. Probably, yeah. But were there some particular incidents that inspired that record for you? Where
that
you just
was
went, I have to call this album Tough Love? Or the
I think it was more that the song was the first song that kind of shaped the rest of the record, and that's kind of how I named my first record too, Devotion, because it was the song that set a tone for the rest of the album where it began. So that's why it's called this, and that's why it begins the record. And I think at the time when I wrote it, I was very overwhelmed with this kind of coming to terms with this being my job and not resenting it, but sometimes resenting the fact that I hadn't been home for 6 weeks, or kind of resenting the fact that I was resenting it. Like it was a big old confusion, and it was just it was learning how to be good at my job, and sometimes kind of wishing I was elsewhere, but not wanting to not appreciate it. So I think my idea of tough love was kind of this problem, but the most brilliant, sweet problem of becoming a singer and having a really amazing first run on the first album.
Absolutely.
But just kind of taking it all in and kind of feeling like you almost have to sacrifice something else to make it work, and that's seeing your friends and family.
It is a bit of a contradiction, tough and love.
Yeah.
So how did that, you sort of mention it a little bit, but how did you feel it for you personally that, well, because love is supposed to be something so gentle and something so sweet and not necessarily tough. So how does tough love resonate with your own personal experience of the last few years? Since
I love my job.
Yeah.
The more I learn about it, the more I realise that it's a tough old business and it's not always pretty, and it's not always floaty and beautiful, and it is a massive contradiction. I mean, there's like the massive highs and the massive lows, but yeah, it's a funny old job which you don't want to call a job because it's kind of a dream to lots of people, including me.
Yeah, a high definitely being on Nicki Minaj's new album.
Yeah,
I love the song "The Crying Game."
thank you.
How did it almost feel like it could be a song off of your latest album, like a Jessie Ware song?
Because I wrote it for my album.
Oh, that's so. How did it happen? How did it end up on her record? Actually,
I wrote it with Pop Wanzel, who has worked with Nicki before, and he's amazing. And we were just kind of writing last year, writing for the album, and I really liked it, and I knew it was good. It just didn't seem necessarily totally right for the album, and he sent it to Nicki. I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, cool. I didn't even know, and then he was like, oh, by the way, Nicki loves this. She wants it. Can she have it? And I was like, yeah, she can have it. Can I stay on it? And they were like, yeah, she wants you to stay on it. It's like, this is great. Fine. More people are going to hear it with Nicki Minaj having it on her album.
So it wasn't like you met in some sort of
We've
festival?
never met.
Okay,
No, we've never met. But like it was through a mutual friend who we're both tight with. So, and I'm sure we'll meet. I'd like to think we'd meet.
Was that something where you were upset that it wasn't like billed as featuring Jessie Ware, or do you not have this sort of ego and you're just...
It was a mistake.
Song on it? Oh.
And it is billed as featuring Jessie Ware now.
Oh, actually, okay.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
Because
but they've sorted it out.
This is Jessie Ware.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know, you have 2 albums in.
Yeah. It's okay now.
Okay.
I think, but yeah, it was a mistake on the artwork.
So it's fixed now.
I hope so. Yeah.
You hope so.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your new feature on V Magazine's Sound of Soul.
Thank you.
Love the pictures. Now, out of all the people, even Sam Smith was a little raunchy, showing skin, but you chose to sort of be a little more covered up. Was that a conscious decision, or?
I mean, it wasn't a conscious decision. It was kind of, I really trust Stephen Gann, who is the editor of V, and he had an idea of what he wanted me to look like.
Okay.
And he loved this idea of me wearing a leather jacket, and I didn't have anything underneath the leather jacket, just a little bra. And I had like stonewashed jeans. I looked quite like 90s, but it wasn't like a conscious decision to like have twigs and Tinashe naked. I think it. If I had a body like those girls, I'd be naked too. But I think it was just, they had to be different moods. If we were all naked, I think it would have been a bit funny.
So it wasn't, you were saying, oh, I want to be classy and they're so
No,
rush.
I like to think I try and be classy all the time, and I don't think I don't think I would have necessarily felt comfortable to have been naked. But that offer was never kind of, like, it wasn't really an option. And I think Stephen knows me. And
it's wonderful pictures anyway.
Yeah, and you know, we were referencing this like supermodel called Gia, who was like a 80s, 90s supermodel, and you know, he had the picture in mind of what he wanted, and so it was just about kind of delivering that.
In light of this Sound of Soul, recently there's been lots of controversy with many American artists, African American artists like Azealia Banks, sort of criticizing that people who aren't of color get so much attention for this African American music. I don't think anybody would ever, direct that to you, because I don't feel that would be appropriate, because I don't think that's something that you ever had to deal with. But do you have some sort of take, or how do you view this criticism that has arisen from various rappers who feel as though media likes to pick those artists and say they represent soul music now, or they represent R&B music now, or hip-hop?
I listened to Azealia Banks', it was Hot 97, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I listened to it all, and I saw how upset she got about it, and that's like a raw, real emotion that she's got, and she's upset, and she's angry, and I mean, I respect that's how she feels, and I think some of her points were valid, and I wouldn't necessarily call some of the hip-hop artists necessarily that hip hop. I think it is more of a pop, mainstream, but it doesn't mean that other people can't shine. You look at Joey Badass, like he's killing it. Yeah. Like his hip hop album's amazing.
Absolutely.
And I think Tinashe is brilliant. Action Bronson's really cool. Run the Jewels, like no one's complaining. Like I think Azealia Banks was completely entitled to her opinion. I think it probably ruffled a few feathers, and I don't know if I can comment any more on that, because I feel like it's not really my argument to be a part of. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it was just because, being nominated for a MOBA award and sort of being in that world, and then probably lots of people would say you do neo R&B or neo alternative. Probably those terms have been thrown at you, so I would think maybe you have some sort of more of an insight of what that could mean, or how you.
Yeah, I mean, the MOBO thing. I've been up for MOBOs for like the past 3 years, and I'm always slightly kind of like, thank you so much, but it's music of black origin, and yes, I'm very influenced by, soul and R&B, but I I guess everyone should just do what they want to do.
Yeah, I don't think it would
I don't know. Yeah,
it would be
there needs to
unfortunate
be
if people have to excuse themselves for doing the music that they love. You know, I don't want anybody to ever get in that position.
No, exactly.
I think it's a very sort of touchy feeling.
But I think just seeing how Azealia was so upset, that was really
genuine.
It was very genuine and like insightful.
Now your album, the next single is going to be Champagne Kisses.
Yes.
Lots of people because when they found out I'm going to meet you, they were like, "But I love the song Cruel," and it was like the unanimous sort of vibe.
Really, in Germany?
That's like my song too.
Really?
So what made you pick that song, and why does it have sort of more single potential over the rest of the Tough Love tracks?
I think Champagne Kisses is... It's quite an immediate song, and it's like... It goes really well live, and I'm really proud of it. And I think, a lot of it is politics with labels too. You make a decision together, and they have an idea of what they think will work. And I'd like to release all of my album songs because I think they're hopefully all very good. But I think that Champagne Kisses is maybe more of a universally kind of attractive song that will grab attention a little bit more, maybe.
Is it you that makes the decision, or is it the record label that says...
It's a bit of both.
Okay.
It's a bit of both.
Now, your first album, Devotion, you were like completely nobody. We knew you through features, but you had sort of more freedom. I guess lots of people say for their first album, they have pretty much all their life to put this album together, and then the second, it's just a few months, years after that. How did the creation process from the first album differ from this one?
This was easier. It kind of came out quicker. We also made it quicker. Not that it was rushed. I think it was just that it was going and it was working. And I think I took a few more risks. And I think, I didn't hold back as much as I did on the first record. But I love my first record and I'm really proud of it. And I feel like it was completely perfect for at that time. And but yeah, this one I think I took some more kind of pop risks and kind of learned about the craft of songwriting a bit more.
You also worked with Miguel, whom I've had the chance to meet also twice. He's a very profound sort of person, the way I met him. How was working with him, and was he more, because when I met him, he wasn't really that, he was very, very suave and elegant on them. Was he a little more, did he let his guard down a little more? Was he a little more goofy?
Yeah.
How was it with Miguel?
Yeah, he's really good fun. He works hard and he's a friend, and he's very generous in the studio with how he was thinking about things. For me, there was no ego, and that you see this person who's a massive star, and you kind of wonder whether an ego's going to come with it, and there was nothing. We hung out. It wasn't business. It was like, I'm hanging out with you to write some songs with you, and let's go and get Mexican after that, and like let's go and have drinks. And it was a friendship, it was a relationship, which is really nice because that's how it should be when you make music. It shouldn't ever feel like it's a business. It should feel passionate, and it should feel honest and open.
Organic also.
Yeah, totally.
So, but he did You and I and Kind of Sometimes Maybe. I would have loved like a verse from him. Did you ever contemplate on that, or did you just want to have no features?
He's kind of doing a version of a verse by speaking kind of sexily on Kind of Sometimes Maybe, but I also didn't want to expect that from him. Like, I think it was writing for me, and I feel like you don't want to, like, he was doing that, and that he took 2 days out of his schedule, and then for me to be like, oh yeah, can you feature on that too?
And
like,
by
it
the
just,
way,
I just think it's greedy, and like that wasn't the premise of why we got together, and I don't think it means that we will never work together again. But also, we'd done the Adorn thing together, like the remix.
True.
So I just think it would have appeared a bit greedy.
I see. I would have loved it.
I would have loved it too, but I want to respect the fact that...
No, it's true.
You don't want to ask for too much.
You don't want to cross sort of the line.
No, and like, I just think it's... I kind of thought it was kind of cooler to have him just on the BVs and talking sexy and doing it that way.
No, I agree. You've also worked with Benny Blanco, who's like this pop mega producer. So before you sort of, but you still maintained that sort of credible edge to you.
Thank you.
You know, even though it's, you know, it's more, like you said, it's a little more mainstream or a little more, but it's still very glass of wine, very, exquisite. How did that work come about, and did he sort of understand you and know he can't give you that the kind of
we had lots of fights.
Okay.
But he knew what he was getting himself into, and we disagreed a lot, and we'd find compromise, and we're great friends, and he pushed me out of my comfort zone, which was amazing, but he respected like where I'd come from, and there couldn't be this giant leap, and it wouldn't have made sense. It's not the music that I wanted to make. So yeah, it was.
So you had to battle a lot.
We did battle a lot, but it's quite funny to think about it now.
Okay, do you feel you won, or did he also did you have to compromise a little bit?
I feel like we compromised, but we met in the middle, and it created the best possible outcome.
Yeah, it's the tough love song that you did. Yeah, so, also you've done a song called Aaliyah with KTB, right? And you've said previously you've grown up with all of these artists, and particularly I found Aaliyah interesting. Also, you've mentioned Sade and Brandy. You posted like a song Slower on your Facebook, which I love her, and the site that I work for, we all love those sort of artists. What do these artists mean for you, and how was it for you growing up in the UK, seeing that kind of music?
I mean, I would only really hear that music on one radio station called Choice, and by watching loads of MTV Bass. So it was very much like watching the videos and hearing the songs from that, and learning about it that way. But I used to watch so much music television. Like, I don't watch it ever now. But
I don't think they have it anymore, unfortunately.
I know, it's like always Kardashians and stuff now, isn't it?
It's just reality.
But like, I used to watch it religiously, whether it be like Joe or Casey and JoJo, or like 3LW, and like you'd hear all these songs all the time, new ones, Jon B, like, so yeah, it was just very much like, don't talk, baby, just move with me, take a step. Don't listen to. He's really good. He came to one of my signings actually in Hollywood.
To get an autograph?
Yeah.
He was like, hey, this is true.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you get one from him too?
I got a picture with him.
You got okay. Yeah. Where was I at? Oh yeah, you just sort of said through those music video channels. As far as for Champagne Kisses, is there a video that we can expect?
I'm just sorting it now.
What's sort of the concept?
Kind of playing with that idea of you knowing something isn't necessarily totally good for you, but you still want it. There's a frustration with that, but then this kind of like deliciousness about that, and it's a bit over the top. One of my old family friends made it with me.
Okay. Oh, it's already done.
Yeah, I'm just kind of going through the edit at the moment and stuff.
So it's going to be coming very soon.
Yeah.
Finally, in light of, I've seen many biopics by many different artists, and if you had the choice, and first, how do you view those? I don't know, you said you're a big Whitney fan, so there was a Whitney film.
I haven't seen the Whitney film.
You haven't seen it?
What?
Yeah, there's a Whitney film. It's really
Who
great.
plays
Angela
Whitney?
Bassett was the director, and it's a very good film. Somebody needs to send that one to you.
Is it recent?
Yeah, it's like 1 month old maximum. It's a really, really good film.
Okay, I'm going to watch it.
You have to watch it. And then the TLC film, have you seen that one?
No.
There's a TLC film as well. And
I saw that TLC got like $5,000 from Katy Perry.
Yeah, for their Kickstarter.
Yeah,
how did you like that?
Brilliant. I think they made the money now, but I kind of still want to go and make a donation now.
For the TLC album?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't see that for yourself?
Yeah. Well, what for me to?
Yes. That's how it sounded almost.
Oh right. I don't think I need to at the moment, but once my record label drop me, maybe I'll have to do that.
Then you'll be in TLC's predicament.
Maybe. I don't know, but did they get? I don't even know if they got dropped.
Yeah, they got $300,000 out of it.
That's
so
amazing.
That's like twice the money they actually bargained for. But the question I had, if you could pick the person to play you in the wildest moments, the Jessie Ware story, who would that be?
I don't know. God, it wouldn't be a very interesting story. Who would I have? Lena Dunham.
Lena Dunham.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
You.
It was. I'm so excited, and I wish they could see how beautiful you look.
Oh my God! Thanks. I don't feel very beautiful, but you're very sweet.
No, absolutely. So thank you very much. I'm excited for the show, and thank you for taking the time.